Hello everyone on YouTube, and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the ZYLOK INCARNON. We're not going to go show it in the Steel Path. We might go show it in the Steel Path, because here's the thing. Here's the deal. On paper, this should be a pretty dang good Incarnon weapon. It should do the kill very nice, very good, much appreciate. But in reality, this weapon is not working most of the time. So in terms of Incarnon buffs, we've got plus 76 damage and on reload from empty critical damage plus 1x stacks twice. So it gets 2x additional critical damage and 76 base damage, which is absolutely enormous. It means that this critical multiplier goes from 4.2 up to 8.4, and it has 120% crit, because afterwards we get plus 12 magazine capacity, giving it a 20-round mag. And then the last one is plus 32% base critical chance. And that's, like, all great. And if you don't use the Incarnon version, you can tell that this weapon, wow, the main fire is actually pretty good. Wow, pretty nice, very good for a single target weapon. Really killing them. Very, very solid, very nice. The problem is when you get to the Incarnon version, because if you just read it, if you just read the Incarnon version, it looks better. It is 156% crit chance, more crit, 4.2 crit multiplier, which goes up to the same 8.4, and then it's got this radial attack, like 22,000 damage, 15,000 damage on like your main fire. You know, we're on viral heat, only 60% fall off. Like the range is 6 meters. Like it's a really good range, but it does not work in many ways. Number one, it appears that the way that this fires, I'm just going to spawn some enemies and start shooting it. The way that so this, okay, here, I'm just going to show how it fires. We're just gonna start with how it fires. Go into Incarnon form, 10 rounds. You usually get more than that, but it's not fully charged. It is an opticore trigger that shoots an explosion, right? That makes sense. But when you actually shoot an enemy with it, it does not do what it's supposed to do. So, like, it does not do the requisite amount of damage that it's supposed to be doing. And you'll notice, if you look at the enemies around, it explodes, but multi-shot most times doesn't work at all. Also, if you attempt to put punch through on this weapon, punch through will go through sometimes. And in general, it no work.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Like, you can kill guys with it. You can legitimately kill enemies on the Steel Path. And usually firing it at the Acolyte will go, decently well for you, even in its state where it's only kind of sometimes working. But you can tell from the main fire, which does less damage than the Incarnon form is supposed to do, that the Incarnon form doesn't work. Because this is what it's supposed to do, and this is what it's supposed to do in its main form. And you can see that this is really great. Like one by one, just like even if you're just shooting body shots, like it's blowing these guys up. And in the Incarnon form, it just seems like most of it does not function. It seems like most mods kind of don't apply, or that it just doesn't hit the enemies. It appears to maybe have line of sight on the explosion sometimes. So you'll shoot it into a crowd of like some guys, and if they're standing a little too close to one another, it will only hit like half of them. And it is mysterious. On paper, this should be working really good. But in actuality, it kind of just doesn't work at all. It kind of just doesn't function. You can do stuff with it because the stats that it's getting are so crazy that you could just do missions with the main fire and probably be fine with punch through, because punch through does everything works on the normal part of the ZYLOK. Everything works. It's the Incarnon form where everything breaks down and we all have to get out of the car and put this thing up on jacks and really just figure out what's going on under the hood here. Like, it is fucked up. It is completely screwed. I look forward to it working at some point in the future, I suppose. But as of right now, that this whole thing is this is a theoretical incarnon form. This is a theoretical incarnon form, but it's a pretty, if you just wanted like a Sybaris type main fire, you could use that main fire, and it's like pretty good right now. 120% crit, 8.4 multiplier. But that's not nothing. 57% status. That's all quite good. This thing just needs the mods to work on the incarnon form and for the incarnon form to work. So hopefully the hotfix pause ends fairly soon, and the ZYLOK work. Hopefully everyone is enjoying the other incarnons. The Despair does work. We went over that yesterday. For those of you on YouTube, you can check that out. This should be good at some point in the future. All right, everybody. Welcome to post-Duviri month, and thank you to all of the new and returning patrons. There are a lot of them, and it is hugely appreciated for the support. But we have our $10 patrons: Alex Parnham, Arbiter Daydream, Brutus Salazar, Dylan Dworsky, Athrain, Hafan, IQ is Thick, James Harthorne, JC4 Science, Jesse Richens, Joshua Adams, Lou Zanth, Alec X Williams, Minty Ginja, Mitchta, Paradise, Tamrielic Wastelander, Zach Zahner, and Zerafir to thank especially. But thank you very much to all of the new patrons and everybody that has jumped on board since like Duviri in this last month. It is hugely appreciated and really helps me run the site and just like get a lot of stuff done and get a lot of guides out. This month you can expect me to hit up as many of the incarnons as I can possibly get my hands on, because that is gonna be a big focus here as we see that new stuff, and of course work on more guides and things with the free to play through coming back around and all that. Yeah, thanks everyone.